Hey everyone, how are you all doing? Welcome and welcome back to my channel. We are now over halfway through the year, and so I thought this would be a good time to do a mid-year check-in on my writing for this year, go over my writing goals that I set for myself at the beginning of the year, and just talk about all the things that I've done so far with my writing this year. I feel like I've been in a bit of a weird space with writing again this year. I feel like I've been saying that a lot over the last couple of years, but I have managed to do quite a bit this year so far. I'm really happy about that. I'm really proud of myself, and I'm excited to kind of chat with you guys a little bit. Obviously, if you've been watching my writing vlogs all year, you'll kind of know what I've been up to, but if you've not been watching them, I will link down below the playlist of my 2024 writing vlogs if you'd like to go check them out. But okay, I've got notes written down about everything that I've done so far this year. So let's start off with the goals that I set for myself at the beginning of the year, and we can kind of go through things that way. So my first goal was to finish revising What You Mean to Me to completion, and basically to completion to me means that I've sent it to beta readers a few times, implemented their feedback, obviously done many revisions on it, and I feel like I've gotten it to the best place that I can get it to on my own. So I've not yet accomplished this goal, but I have been actively working towards it, and I feel like I am almost there. So we started off the beginning of this year working on draft 3 of What You Mean to Me. By the way, that's my Starstruck inspired novel, if you guys did not know. I love this book so much, but I started off the year working on draft 3 of this book. I started it at the end of 2023, implementing my one beta reader's notes that she gave to me from draft 2, and it was a bit of like a slower build revision. Like I said, it took me many months to complete, and I didn't complete it I think until March, and that's just because I had a lot of building up to do. I did send draft 2 to a beta reader. I've never done that before. Normally when I do beta readers, I don't send the book out until at least draft 3, because that's when I start to like feel like it's a proper book and like it's getting to a good place. But with this book in particular, I just felt like I didn't really know what to do with it anymore. I knew that something about it was not working for me, but I did not know how to make it better. I felt a little bit stuck, and so I knew that I wanted to bring a beta reader in a little bit early. So that's why I had a friend read the second draft, so there was a lot of work to do. So it took me a bit longer to do than I feel like it normally would, but regardless, I finished draft 3 of the book in March, and I sent it to a few beta readers. By the time May rolled around, I had gotten some of the feedback from my beta readers back, so I started working on draft 4 of What You Mean to Me. So I basically just took all of their feedback, took notes about it, kind of came up with a bit of a revision outline, at least for Act 1 is what I started out with, because I didn't have my final beta readers notes for the rest of the book. So I was just kind of going off some of the notes that I had. I had many discussions with my beta readers about certain things, asked them questions about, you know, how they felt about certain things that I was kind of feeling a little bit iffy on, things that were kind of brought up for me and based off of their notes that I had questions on. So there was a lot of collaborative conversations with some of my beta readers that I appreciate so much. They have been so helpful, and if this book ever gets published, they're gonna have a nice big spot in the acknowledgements, because they just, like, this book would not be where it is without these beta readers. I'm so eternally grateful for my friends. They've just been such good champions for this book, and I love them so much. But anyways, so starting in May, started working on draft 4 of What You Mean to Me and implementing the beta reader feedback, and I actually just finished draft 4 very recently. I believe I sent it to my next round of beta readers on July 20th because I wanted to get it out before I went on a little birthday vacation. So I sent it to a few beta readers this time, quite a few. So I sent it to 2 people who have had the book previously. The one who read draft 2, so the book is quite different to what it was when she first read it. I sent it to one of the beta readers from the draft 3 round of revisions, so she's a bit closer to the book, but I'm really excited for her to reread it. I sent it to another person from my writing Discord chat. I sent it to Peyton, and then I sent it to one of my friends on Twitter. So 5 people have this draft. This is the most amount of people who have had this book at one time. I'm really excited to get the point of views of people who have read the book before, 2 different drafts of it, and see what they think. Hopefully the revisions that I've done land for both of them and they think that the book is stronger, because I feel like this book is so much stronger. And I'm also really excited for the new beta readers to experience the book. But I want to talk about how I'm feeling about Whim Tim in the way that it is right now. I have finally gotten to a place where I really love this book. I can't remember if it was in my writing goals video from the beginning of the year, because I know that I just rewatched one of my writing videos to kind of like refresh my memory, and in one of them I talked about how I hadn't gotten to a place yet where I felt really proud of this book. It didn't look like the book that I had in my head, essentially. And I'm so happy to say that the book is so much better than it was. And I am in a place where I am so incredibly proud of it and so incredibly happy with it. And it is, I think, very, very close to the book that I have in my head, the book that I'm envisioning, you know, the little movie that plays in my head. It's looking like that, and I'm just so happy with it. I've done so many revisions to it. There are some like very small lines that when I was rereading it before I sent it out to beta readers, I was like, oh my god, like just this little line is such a good addition, and I feel like it like really just like makes things so much better. But then there are bigger things that I added as well. There's so many more flashback scenes now. Draft 2 didn't have any flashback scenes, and that was a suggestion made by the beta reader who read draft 2. She's like, I think that we need some sort of dual timeline aspect, some sort of something to feel connected to Maisie and Christopher when their relationship was like in a better place, or like so we can just kind of understand the full scope of their relationship. And I totally agreed, and it has made the book so much stronger. So I added a few for draft 3, and then I've added even more in draft 4. So I did ask my beta readers at this time around to let me know what they think of these flashback scenes. A part of me is worried that some of them potentially go on for a little bit too long. Maybe I should like try to trim them a little bit. So I've asked for them to give me their opinions on those parts of the book so that I can like go forward and like make them as strong as they can be. But I'm really happy with them, and I think we have a more fuller understanding of the characters and their dynamics and situations that have led to this book and the things that happen in it. And I just feel really good about it. I feel really strong about this book right now, and I was just like filled with so much like love and admiration and pride for this book when I was working on this draft, and I'm just like, I'm really happy with it, and I really hope that my beta readers love it. I am feeling really anxious about it, but I'm just so grateful that I have so many wonderful writing people in my life who are willing to read my work, sometimes even multiple times. I'm just so grateful to everybody. I just have like the best like support of writing people in my life, and I'm just so incredibly grateful. So I'm not gonna get mushy anymore, I'm gonna move on. But basically lots of things have been happening with WimTim so far this year. So while I have not yet completed this goal, I am very close to being able to tick that off in my bullet journal and call it done for the year. But I'm just so happy with all the work that I have done so far in the first half of the year, and I think that I'm on track to having a book that I'm just really, really proud of. I was hoping for the book to be done a little bit earlier in the year, like maybe hoping to have the finished completed book by now, but some things are just out of your control. I've gone through a lot of things this year that I don't want to get into, that have kind of pushed things back a little bit, made it a bit difficult to get things done. So under the circumstances of everything that I've been going through this year, I'm really happy with how this has been playing out, and like I said, I'm just really proud of this book so far. So this goal will be checked off in the next couple of months, and I'm just really excited about that. The second goal was to revise another project. I have not yet done this, but it is my hope in the fall and winter months of this year to revise another project. In my writing goals video that I made at the beginning of the year, I mentioned that I wanted it to be my project AMS, for which the title has not been announced to you guys yet because I just love it so much I don't want to share it. But that project, and I do still plan on doing that. I have like a month-by-month breakdown goal tracker in a Word document, and I think I marked it down for September to kind of like do a reread of the book and try to figure out what I can do. Now I don't know if I'm going to be able to do an actual revision draft. Like I don't know if draft 2 will be able to get done this year, and I don't really want to push it because this book, I have no idea what state it is in. I wrote it in 2022 NaNoWriMo, and I genuinely like, I do not remember what this book looks like outside of like the small little snippets that I had screenshotted and sent to writing groups, because I have looked at the screenshots since writing the book, but I haven't actually looked at the book as a whole, and so I have no idea what state this book is in. I have no idea if when I do reread it, if I'm gonna feel like I'm ready to revise it, if I feel like I have had enough distance and space to come up with ways to fix it. I don't really know, but I don't want to force it, I don't want to push it, but that is still the plan, is to try to at least get the ball rolling on revising this book. I just don't think I'm going to be able to actually do at least a full draft of it. Maybe I'll be able to start it, I don't know, but I definitely don't think I'm gonna be able to do a full draft of it this year. I just think there's gonna be way too much going into it to be able to pull off a full revision draft this year. I also just have like a lot of things going on in this next second half of the year. We're hopefully going to be moving moving to our new house, which I'm just so excited for because I'm so tired of being in this like weird limbo space where like I'm in my grandmother's house, it's not our house, and I have some of my stuff but I don't have all of my stuff, and I miss my stuff. So I'm really excited to move to the new house. So that's hopefully happening in the next few months. And then I have a trip in November. Me and my friend are going to Toronto to see Taylor Swift. And then obviously just like holiday stuff gets busy at the end of the year. So I don't know what the end of this year is gonna look like, but I don't think this goal is gonna be able to get checked off by the end of the year, but I'm hoping that I can at least start the process of it. The next goal I had hoped to complete already by this point, and that was to draft a new book. And it kind of goes hand in hand with the next goal that I had for the year, and that was to participate in a NaNoWriMo event. So I was hoping to do Camp NaNoWriMo in April and draft a new book. When I created these goals and I published the video earlier this year, I said I wanted to work on my anxiety list book, which I did do some brainstorming for earlier this year, and then I think I felt like it wasn't the right move. I think I just couldn't come up with the right ideas to get the ball rolling on this book. I've been like in a really weird creative rut. Like I feel like I'm probably burnt out, and I'm just trying like not to think about it, not acknowledge the fact that I'm burnt out. But I've been having a really hard time coming up with like new ideas. I can revise a book and I can come up with ideas for a book that is already existing in some form. I've been able to help some friends brainstorm their books and be creative in that way, but I've kind of been struggling to be creative for myself and my new projects, so that's unfortunate. So I've not drafted a new book and I've not participated in a NaNoWriMo event, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to. If I do draft a book this year, I think it's most likely going to be my middle grade novel, just because I feel like I need like a short, fun little project to work on that's kind of a break from these other books that I've been writing, and I think that would be the one that I could most likely do in November NaNoWriMo if that's what I decided to do, because again, I underwrite my books. Actually no, I couldn't even do that because I don't want to write 50,000 words. Okay, I don't think I'm doing a NaNoWriMo this year, so that's really sad, so that's not going to get ticked off. But I do think if I'm going to draft a book, it will be my middle grade novel, which I am really excited about. It's kind of like Turning Red vibes, but without like the whole turning into a panda part. Basically just the part about where they're obsessed with a boy band and trying to get to this concert. That vibe. Trying to channel my inner middle grade fangirl self. Anyways, I'm rambling way more than I wanted to. But other things that I've done this year, in my hopes to draft a new book, I also tried brainstorming my book that I don't have a title for yet, and it's really stressing me out. I really want a title for it, but I'm just calling it PEI book. Tried brainstorming that a little bit, but again, creativity not flowing super well. So I've also done a little bit of work on my middle grade. I've just kind of been bouncing between these like 3 projects, trying to come up with something, and I'm hoping that I'll be able to make some progress in one of them, because I'm currently taking a writing course from Readsy. It's their How to Write a Novel course. They reached out to me, asked me if I wanted to take their course in exchange for talking about it on my channel. So I will be having some videos coming out where I'm taking this course, but I'm currently in the process of taking this course, and so I'm hoping that that will kind of spark something, help me kind of unlock something in my brain, and kind of get me excited about drafting a new book. So if you guys are interested in this course, by the way, I do have an affiliate link that will be linked down below, so you guys can check that out. It would really help me out. I do earn a commission if you guys use this link to purchase the course. So I believe the next course starts in September, so you've got some time to figure out if that is something that you would like to do. I'm having a lot of fun with it so far. I'm a little bit behind in the course and I haven't really had the time to dedicate to it yet, just because I've kind of been on vacation a couple of times this month and things have been hectic in my life, but I have been enjoying it, and I'm hoping that it will kind of unlock something so that I can work on one of the 3 projects that I've been kind of bouncing between when I'm not working on WimTim. So yeah, I think that's pretty much all that I've been doing so far this year, but now I'd like to talk about kind of my plans for the rest of the year, the next 5 or so months. So I'd like to continue doing the Readsy course, obviously. I think it ends at some point in September, October time. So I'm really enjoying that, excited to continue it. I'm actually going to work on it after I'm done filming for the day, so I'm really excited about that. I'd like to do another draft or 2 of WimTim. I don't know how many more drafts the book is going to require before it's kind of finished, but we're going to see what my beta readers say, what their feedback is looking like for draft 4, but basically finish WimTim. I'd like to brainstorm, outline, potentially draft a book. Like I said, I'm thinking my middle grade book, and I'd like to start the revision process for AMS starting in October through December, I think is what I'm gonna do. I've had a really successful year so far with writing, and I'm really excited to see what I do in the next handful of months. But I hope you guys enjoyed this little check-in video. I really like just sitting down and talking about my writing sometimes in a non-vlog sense. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to give it a huge thumbs up. Make sure to check out the affiliate link down below for the Reedsy course. Like I said, it would really help me out. Comment down below and let me know what you guys have been up to so far this year. Give me your mid-year writing check-in on your goals. I'd really love to know everything to do with what you guys have been doing this year. Subscribe if you've not yet already, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!